Not for Everybody podcast.
Good morning.
Today we have on Kevin. Kevin, how are you this morning?
Hey, I'm doing great.
All right. Now on Rojo. Rojo, how are you today?
I am fantastic.
Your
All
door's
right.
open.
And the ever elusive Catrice. She'll
Close
be
it.
popping in and popping out as
I'll
her
close it.
bandwidth allows. We also have on today a special guest. Um, Great man. He came in last week. He wants to discuss closure as it pertains to relationships and a couple other things in life. And it's Brother Sakai. Brother Sakai, how are you today?
Oh man, I'm dominating out here. I'm killing it.
Okay, all right, I like to hear that. Why don't you
Things are
go and
great.
fill us in on exactly what you want to talk about with closure and continue your conversation, please.
Um, let's see. Closure.
So
I
last
think
we talked, it was a 3 year. It's been 3 years since the relationship ended,
right.
and you and this particular woman were together for a while, and
Yeah, we were
somehow the
off and on
relationship
for a couple of years.
okay, and somehow the relationship ended, and it was kind of abrupt and left you kind of in a lurch.
That's correct. It wasn't necessarily all her.
What are
It
clues?
was
What
not
does
her.
that mean?
I don't want to be unfair to her.
Okay, I hear you. What are clues? What does that mean?
Well, so
Just her.
let's go with did did you all have that conversation? Did you ever have the hard conversation? Did you ever break up with her?
I did several times, and I made her uncomfortable. I did. I mean, I wasn't being like I was kind of using, to be honest, as a weapon to kind of use it as a you better behave or I'm gonna leave you type of thing. I think that's the first time I said that out loud. So I never really wanted to leave her, but I didn't make her feel comfortable.
When
I
you
Didn't
should
make
not
broke
her
have
up
feel
with
done
her,
that.
secure.
did she agree with you? Did she say
I'm
okay?
sorry.
When you
No, she
broke up
didn't.
with her, she didn't say okay?
No, I mean not every time because I've done it more than once. You could tell sometimes she was hurt. I actually left the relationship, like completely left the state. Um, but she didn't
Why
she
did you
didn't
leave the state?
she didn't respond. Because
Why
she
did
had
you
this
leave the
guy,
state?
she had this guy that she was messing with while we were engaged, and she didn't want to give him up as a friend, even though he was in the context of our relationship. She didn't want to give him up as a friend, so I didn't agree with that, and it was very hurtful.
Did you have friends?
My friend was made. The friend I had was before we got engaged. This friend was made after we were engaged. Her friend was made after we were engaged. The friend I had was in my life before I met her. He was around after we became a couple. So I didn't think
So
that
so
him being there was fair.
so Kip,
Mm-hmm.
let's go with that. Does it matter in a relationship if if you have an ex from your past, or if you had an ex that became your friend within the relationship? Does those two matter, or should you eliminate them both from your current relationship?
So
Did I ask that question right?
I
Did you
believe
understand
so.
that?
Yeah, I absolutely understand that question.
Okay.
And if are you asking me to answer that question, or you just wanted
Yes.
me to
I
say
want
what
all
you
y'all
had?
to answer. I want everybody to answer.
Okay. So from my perspective, to protect the integrity of the relationship, no exes should be involved in the relationship, especially if the ex and you had a sexual relationship or even got close to that, then yeah, I would believe that no, neither of those should have been in the relationship, in my opinion.
Okay, Kevin.
But the female that was in my relationship, I mean, in my life, she was out of state and gone, and we were friends for years. Like we had a sexual relationship once, then she was gone. We were just friends, only friends. He in the relationship was still close. He lived close, like a couple hours away. and he came to see her more than once.
All right, Kevin.
I mean, I agree. I agree with Kip that your ex shouldn't become your friend within a relationship that you've already started. And if you've had a friend before the relationship, when you enter into a new relationship, I'm not gonna say stop being friends, but you can't see each other like you saw each other before the relationship. You gotta minimize that even. You need to be
Well, it
friends
was
from a distance.
minimized. She was in a whole different state, and I introduced them to. Like I try to say, hey, this is so and so, and this is so and so. So hey, can we know we? Hey, we're
What
just
what
friends.
what
And
is,
that's it.
what was so and so? Did you say, hey, this is my ex-girlfriend and this is my current girlfriend? Did you say that, or did you
She was
say
never
this
my
is my
girlfriend.
friend?
She was never
Okay,
my
did you
girlfriend.
say, okay, did you announce what kind of intimate relationship you all had to your new girlfriend?
And no, because I think she shut it down. She shut it down before we even got that far. So I just made
No,
introductions.
no,
Think
I'm talking about when you introduce them. Say, hey, this is Laura. Laura, this is my new girlfriend, um, Kathy. Hey, Kathy, I
Me and
used to
Kathy
sleep
used to do
with
it.
my friend Laura, but we're just friends now. Did you say that?
I don't know. I don't think I said that because it was one sexual encounter many years before. So that us getting back to that was not. I don't think it was relevant. So we weren't going to have sex anymore.
Okay, Rojo, what you feel?
I think when people come together to make a relationship, um, I think when someone says this, I think you have to let things fall away. Like there's a reason you're dating. There's a reason that you're pursuing relationship, right? And so if you are still having relationships with other people, with other women, with other men, whether or not your person has vocalized the problem, you know that if the roles were reversed, how you would feel about it, right? And clearly, the relationship she had with that man made you feel some kind of way, right? Um, I think grown people who want to have mature relationships, one, need to have conversations about how other relationships fall in. I was thinking not too long ago about a woman, we're all dating, we have aspirations toward different level of partnership. And just thinking about how our friendship changes over time with her evolving relationship. And so there are people on the outside, the woman for you, the man for her, who would need to understand that you two as a union are coming together and people get to interact with you differently. Now, I agree, if there was ever sex involved, sex is never completely off the table. I don't care
Right.
what you think it
Did you
is
ever
today.
find yourself in a situation where y'all were sexual again after you started another relationship?
With her, yes, I did.
So this
Only
one
because
person that you said was
there was
your
there
friend
was
and you would
never.
not be with her anymore, you found yourself in a sexual
That's why she's
relationship with
cutting them
her
off.
again.
I did.
Maybe
Catrice, you
that's
should
why
be an
she don't
attorney. You
think,
ask a question fiercely.
huh?
You should be an attorney. You asking a question fiercely, baby, because he had said no, 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 and you went do 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 do, and here we are.
And that's what a lot of people do, right? They always say, "Oh, that's just my friend. I'm not going to sleep with him no more." But then they end up with in the hotel with them. So how does that happen?
Well,
So
yeah, I did. But
did you guys
Yeah, I
agree to
did.
stop talking to these people?
I did, but I never believed she did.
But see, if you're in a relationship with her and you can't trust, like if she's not acting with integrity and you're not trusting the words that she says, there's a problem with the relationship.
That's correct. That's
Both
Well,
ways.
correct.
If you're not acting with integrity and she's not trusting what you say, there's a problem with the relationship. That
There
goes both
there was
ways.
one there was once an incident. I took her out of town for her birthday, and she left her phone, so I had access to her phone. She was still communicating with him.
She was never going to stop communicating with him.
She was still.
Y'all was going to be married for 20 years, and she was always going to communicate with that man.
So wait, okay, so wait,
Yeah,
Rojo,
that's what I believe.
You're saying that the person that Sakai can't get over was always going to be communicating with her ex no matter how much time had gone by?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you believe that?
Because she was, this was a person, if I understood it right, Sakai, that she met after you and her started, right?
Correct.
Right. So if she met after,
Correct.
she was going to hang on to him. And I don't know what was happening in the relationship, but that gentleman was filling a void. That gentleman.
I think she wanted him more than she wanted me
because
she
otherwise
kept,
Sakai would have filled all the voids.
Holding on to him.
What?
She didn't want to let him go. What do you think, Catrice?
I think it's a very strong possibility after talking to her that she did let him go, and he didn't believe that she let him go. I believe from the conversation is they both blocked each other. They both blocked the outsiders, right? And Sakai apparently unblocked the chick that he ended up in the hotel with. And after revealing that unblock happened, that's when she unblocked her friend. So she actually did stop communicating. Now,
but it was always
prior to the blocking, apparently prior to the blocking, the dude did periodically reach out to her. However, he understood that the relationship between them two was over. He understood that she was in another relationship, and the speaking was definitely very rare. However, she didn't contact him anymore. After the agreement to block the two, they were supposed to never contact. And then what I've heard was Sakai said the reason why he blocked the chick was because he felt it was unfair that he had to block her because she was a friend prior to the relationship and not amongst the relationship. So
why did he have to block her? Was he told to block her, or did he voluntarily do
it? They agreed after to block
after she told me to.
She told you to.
Right. They agreed to both block one another. The two outsiders had to be blocked. And that's what happened at that time. But apparently Sakai felt like it was unfair, quote unquote, because there was no chance they would sleep together because they slept together a long time ago. However, that's the same person he ends up in the hotel with after unblocking her.
Well, one other thing, Sakai, you say that this woman was so wonderful, she was great, and everything about her was amazing, for you. Is that correct?
Correct.
Well, why did you need anybody else? I guess I'm kind of wondering, what was the reason that you needed?
Because I needed. Okay, one thing I learned by being married is not to discuss my marriage with my family, because if I say something that they don't like, then they don't like her. Right? Even if I forgive her and we move on, I don't discuss that. So having an outside counsel, I think, was healthy, because I just, if I needed to talk to someone, it wasn't somebody that had any say so in the relationship. She was just
very
an outside
counsel. To get in the bed with her. Very healthy to get a hookup. That's what happens when you get counsel from an ex. They think that's their way in.
I don't think that doesn't sound like that was his intent. Unfortunately,
that was not my intent.
Unfortunately,
it didn't have to be the intent, but that's what happens when you share your current relationship with an ex. regardless if it's the ex
That's the
hidden
window.
partner, or if it was the ex-girlfriend, or if it's the ex oh, I'll go down on you every now and then. Whatever kind of intimate ex this person is, when you share your relationship, your current relationship with an ex, that person could find a way in, and that's what happened.
Yeah, I think ultimately that is the worst case scenario of what could happen. And I think,
But it wasn't like that.
Okay.
It wasn't
Well,
like that
share, do
initially,
share.
because she was
Initially,
around. She was around for years, and we never even talked about intimacy. It was not like that.
but eventually, that's what I'm
But we're
saying.
still friends.
It's not right now. It's not the intent. It's that the window gets left open. It's that somebody liked whatever happened, right? Somebody liked an element of whatever happened years and years ago. Some things that happened in your past have to be left in your past. Otherwise, what you are communicating to them is there is a chance there's going to be a fight in 27 years, and
Well,
we
maybe,
going
well,
to have a
maybe
conversation.
Rojo, maybe that's not completely what's being communicated.
Okay.
So maybe Sakai is the one that is keeping the door open so he can possibly hit it again later on
That was not it.
if times
I'm
get
being
He's
real.
going to deny
100%,
it.
100% honest. That was not my intention to ever hook up with her again.
Okay.
My intent was to I literally moved out of state to be with this person. I literally left my 6th son behind to be with this person. I literally gave up my house to be with this person. There was never an intent to
It's
cheat on
never the
her or be with
intent.
anybody else.
Well, how did
It's never ever
how
the intention, but it happens.
Listen, even women, when she left town, women tried to seduce me. I swear on my mom, I did not even entertain any of those women.
What
And
does
I
it
told
matter
her
about
about this. I don't know if you
everybody?
ever remember.
What does it matter about everybody that you didn't entertain? The only person that matters is the person that you did entertain, because
because
No,
nobody forced you to go to a hotel with
slow it
anyone.
down. I can't win.
No. Why did you go to the
I can't
hotel,
win that
Sakai?
argument.
It's not. I don't want you to feel defeated either. Why did you choose to go to the hotel?
She went out of town just to kind of get some, like, she happened to be there at the same time, but it wasn't, I didn't go to the hotel to be with her. She was just in town at the same time.
Was
And
the
I
hotel in
knew
your
after the
name?
fact that I was in town. The hotel wasn't my name because I went to town to be I went out of town to be a DJ for a wedding.
Okay.
I went to the wedding.
So how did she get a key to your hotel if it wasn't intended for her to be there?
Catrice,
When
NBA
she got
players
there,
say
I
this
said,
all
"Oh,
the
I have a
time.
hotel." That was my fault. I said it was my fault because I did invite her to the hotel, but it was never intent to sleep with her.
Oh,
It wasn't the intent, but do you see my point? Like, it's never
I
ever
do.
going to be the intention. So
I
that's
think
why. And Catrice, I'm gonna say this. I love it, and be careful because you have inside details, and that can skew the conversation.
no, but
Um,
I'm also gonna say this, Rojo. The NBA players all the time find
But
that they end up with women in their rooms that they didn't give keys to. And a lot of times with women, where there's a will, there's a way. So I'm not going to blame Brother Sakai because there are women that will go to extreme lengths to sleep with an attractive, wealthy, upwardly mobile man. Kevin, you know this is the case. Women will do all
Yep.
kinds of stuff. When is the last time you just went back to your car and there was a random woman in your passenger seat? Every
when
now
did
and
that
again,
happen,
that's
Kevin? When
happened.
did that happen?
Every now and again, it happens. It happens to us all. Isn't that right, Kevin? Brother
Probably.
I,
Sakai
I,
is not alone in this. Sometimes women just drop from the ceiling right into your bed every now and again.
Every now and again.
Don't y'all?
yeah.
Hey, listen. You don't understand the life of men. It's difficult.
Yeah. Let me say this. Let me say this. Listening to this whole story, to me, it reads high school.
Mm.
Uh, I mean, it's just the back and forth. It's the game plan. It sounds like a bunch of game plan that's been going on throughout the whole relationship. So here's my thing as a man. If I'm still remotely interested in a woman and I think that may be a crack in the door where I can slide back in,
Mhm.
I'm gonna I'm going to fall on the sword. I'm going to, I'm just going to fall on the sword, and I'm going to admit, a lot of stuff happened. It might have been because of me. I'm going to do whatever I can do to get back in. And sometimes, if you want to get back in, you just got to fall on the sword and admit that you was wrong.
Now, do you think in this case, Kevin, do you think in this case that would work? It seems to be a little extreme for that one because it's been 3 years and kind of a lot of water under the bridge.
She won't even talk to me.
Well, she won't even talk to you.
No, no, she won't take phone calls, and she doesn't call. We'll
Is that
text.
is that face to
So
face though?
it's recently here and there.
No, if you saw her face to face, because look, a lot of people do things. They can hide behind a phone, they can hide behind emails, they can hide behind text. But when you standing in their face, it's pretty difficult to hide. Now you got to have a
Yeah, I
conversation.
don't know. I don't. Yeah, she would not have a conversation. She has not have a conversation, and I don't know why she won't take a phone call. Like, let me ask you, ladies, what's the reason that you wouldn't want to call?
I'm done. I'm
You
done.
done?
I'm done. I have moved on, and you were getting in the way of my new thing. Um, I feel like you're gonna say the same old, same old. I think you're gonna keep turning over the same dirt, and we talked about it already. We've had the conversation already. I don't have the capacity to keep entertaining you. Um, but more importantly, when that relationship happened a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I'm not that woman anymore. And you keep asking me to be that person, to be that version of me. And I have moved on. I have moved on, not necessarily, and sometimes with a man, but more importantly, I've moved on with me and my own maturation. I don't want to be that anymore.
Patrice?
I would say that in order for the doors to stay closed, you have to just cut it off. Because some people have a personality that um that will you'll forget
Pull you back
about.
in?
Yeah, that'll pull you back in, and you'll forget about what happened, or you'll forget about the past. Now you only see, it's like, you only see the good part again, and then you're back in and you're stuck, and then you look up and you find yourself like that chick and found yourself in your room, right? Back intimate again. And then you wake up and realize you shouldn't have been there. So in that case, you just have to close the doors. So you feel like that, some people don't close the doors with other people. No, they close the doors. They close the doors. Even if you might, like the chick, she might got a text from the other guy. Did she reply to the guy, or she ever meet up with the guy? Probably not. Did you know about that? Like, do you know the conversations that how she cut him off? You didn't inquire about that. You probably just assumed that she, because of your insecurity from your ex relationship, you assumed that she was going to keep on going back and she wasn't going to cut it off. But you
But
didn't really.
wouldn't it be up to the woman to make it clear? Hey, don't contact me. Like, make like, don't you have rules? Like, if the person was unattractive and he was harassing you, would you have like a hard line to say, hey, don't contact me anymore? Like, I don't this is you messing up my situation. But if you allow them to continue to contact you, it's not up to the person to kind of
Did
make that
she
hard line in the
contact
sand.
him back? Did she contact him
I
back?
wouldn't know. She never said so.
So you did all that, and you didn't know that she kind of. Why couldn't you? So I feel like you got to be accountable for what you do. Let me tell you another. When I was married, ex from back way back when, freaking sent me an email of his penis.
Oh,
I didn't know nothing about this goddamn penis, and he didn't even know I was married because it was so goddamn long ago. And then my husband he was going through my darn email and seen the goddamn penis, and went off. He didn't really go off on me. He went off on the dude, but I felt that was bad too, because the guy didn't know I was married. The guy didn't know, but he shouldn't have sent a penis. But needless to say, you gotta ask what's going on, right? You need to see what the communication is.
Can I send
Hey,
you a
Katrina,
picture?
And see if your person is contacting the other person, because if your person is not contacting the other person, your person should not be punished, or however you want to say, whatever. There should be no repercussions to your person. Yes, Kevin.
uh, so for one, he shouldn't have sent the penis. Two, you shouldn't have kept the penis.
I didn't never see the penis. My husband seen it. I never seen the penis. He seen it before I did. And he just, after he wrote, God darn, this long letter to the dude's wife, to the dude, and he was threatening his whole god darn chain of command and all kinds of stuff. Then he told me about what he found in my email. That I was the after effect. I never seen the penis, even after he sent the letter or the correspondence. So I didn't know about the penis. Never seen the
You
penis.
know,
Huh?
some of the reasons I some of the reasons or things I had probably insecurities with the relationship early on. She told me that she was unattracted to me, and she couldn't. And she said I would cheat on you. She said I'm not really attracted to you, and I definitely probably would cheat on you. She said that.
Why
But
did
then
you
she
want this
said,
relationship?
"Oh, I don't."
Let him
Nigga,
let
why
him
did
let
you
him
want this
Because the other
relationship?
part,
Rojo, let him finish. Let him
she,
finish,
she,
All
Rojo.
right.
she said she also said like she didn't like my big stomach, right? So the reason I wanted the relationship, same thing she said. When you continue seeing the person, you forget about all the bad stuff because you see all the good stuff. Why I wanted to accept me? She brought all the good stuff out of me. She made me a better person. So that also made it hard to see those things. And I felt very subconscious, not subconscious, but very insecure after that, even though I stayed. And that was before we got engaged. Also, when I
So
asked
let
her
me
to
say
marry
this
me, she
real
could have
quick.
said no.
Let me say this real quick. Rochelle mentioned it earlier, and I think it applies to this situation right here. And I truly believe some people come into your life to make you a better person for somebody else. They ain't really meant for you. They just meant to come into your life to make you a better person for somebody else. And this could possibly apply to what was going on with you guys. You say she made you a better person, so it may be just for somebody else.
Yeah, yeah.
One
Some of the
other
things I've learned
question.
from her, I do apply to
Yes, I've
future
never
relationships.
heard you so quiet in my life.
I swear to God, I am listening to everything that is happening. Brother Sakai, my heart goes out to you for so
Absolutely.
much of this. I mean, it really does. I
I,
um
I'm sorry.
I wanted to ask Catrice though, because she's in contact with the other half of this. Um, how does the ex feel about the fact that you know he ended up back with the girl, and all of these things? Did she ever develop genuine feelings for him? Were those feelings deep? Was it very hurtful for her to cut this off? Was it difficult for her? Was it a hard decision? Those are some of the things I want to know.
So from my understanding, um, she gained feelings for him initially, and then throughout the relationship, the his insecurity started kicking in, and it started chipping away at the feelings. So come to the end of women leave emotionally before they
Mentally.
leave physically, right? So in their case, that's what happened. So
Mm.
the chipping away from the feelings happened over years. They were that was a 3.5 year period, 4 year period. So it took that long to separate. And within the first year started the kicked in the insecurities, right? So just imagine just imagine going through your person violating you constantly.
What type of violation?
Oh gosh.
Is it what?
Something must be happening.
Yeah, give it 1 second. She'll be right back.
Yeah. Real quick, I was one of
Okay,
the.
wait.
Oh,
Hello, hold on.
What,
go
what
ahead.
type of
I'm
what type of
sorry.
violation are you speaking of?
Like going through the phones, going through your drawers, going through your emails, putting cameras up in the room, in the tracking devices on you, popping up wherever you are, like all that. How many times do you think you can deal with something like that?
Ooh.
Can anybody go through that for an extended period of time? So eventually, she stuck with it because she thought it would end once you realize you're not finding nothing. But once you realize you're not finding nothing and you're still doing it, and I think she asked him at one point at the end, "Are you ever going to stop this?" And his reply was no. So, with that being said, that's when she said, "It's time." If it's never going to stop, then you have to. And so I agree with that. Like, if it's never going to change, you don't want to go through 10 years of that kind of treatment.
This was an unhealthy relationship all around, and both people made contributions. Both people made contributions, and I will say my opinion is Sakai. The I can't say for her because we haven't heard from her, but what I've heard from you says you took some lashes and then you stayed, right? You found a way to move beyond that.
Hmm.
Um, and I think the staying breeds insecurity, which can lead to some of the behaviors on your part, which doesn't sew into the kind of relationship that you want.
Mm.
Well, I think you would say that it it only breeds into insecurity, seems to me, if you're finding things that reaffirm your insecurities. If what you're finding is consistency, and this woman is showing you consistently that she's solid, then in my mind, it's not reaffirming the insecurities. It should be affirming the security to know that she is your woman. She's there for you. She's you know, she's standing firm in this relationship. So what is it that could have been done, Brother Sakai, to make you feel more secure? Was there
It's
anything
like
that could have been done?
her behavior didn't change much. It seemed like she still had the same patterns.
The
Some
patterns of
things
cheating
changed.
or the patterns of living life and not cheating. Because if you didn't find her cheating with the pattern, then where did the cheating come in at?
Like I was saying, some of the patterns changed, some did not. So it was very hard to discern what it was. So it was, I mean, once the insecurity started, it just kind of grew. I wish it didn't, because when she left town, I trusted her wholeheartedly. But then when she left town, she was doing things she shouldn't have been doing. Even when I left town, like I was out of town and I was talking to the guy she was talking to, she ended up meeting him out of spite. Then when I went to go get her at his mother's house, she was there at his mother's house. And while she was there, I said, I'm crying in front of all these people that I don't know. I am yelling, screaming, and she sat there and let me do that with this man. And matter of fact, his family was almost about to kill me. They had a gun. He took his shirt off like he was about to fight. And he literally, they said, hey, if I would have went off or popped off, they would have shot me. And I didn't know that. But she sat there and let me do all that. I went home. The very next day, I packed up and went and left. And then then all the others, the camera stuff and all the tracking stuff happened after that.
Why?
Why what?
Why did
I
you
came back
use
2 weeks later.
But why did you use trackers?
Listen, I don't know. I was obsessed. I was crazy. I don't know. I do not know. No answer. No reasonable answer for that.
He was in love.
No, that's not love.
No, he was in love.
Well,
That's
Love
not
will make you
love.
do crazy things.
I was in love.
He was in love.
It doesn't justify it, but you're right. Yeah, I was in love, but doesn't justify it.
Love does
Yeah,
not
love will make you do
confine.
crazy things, man. Rojo, you remember you were chasing
It
cars?
does.
You know how it is when you was in love.
Love does not confine.
I don't know, Rojo. You done some crazy mess in love. Don't act like you haven't.
What exactly have I done,
I
Mr.
we all
Briggs?
have.
Huh?
What exactly have I done, Mr. Briggs?
Rojo, I done seen you rip mufflers off of cars
I,
and flatten folks' tires and broke windows and don't you remember when you spray painted on that man's door?
Don't you
You remember
remember?
all
I
the
love
words you put
that.
on that man's door with spray paint?
If
Come
you
on,
want to
Rojo.
go,
I done seen you do
go.
some mess now. We ain't known each other that long. You know it won't.
I
You
remember
write
that
fabulous
situation.
fables.
I remember that situation, and I think that's when I think you opened up the doors for her to talk to him, and that's why she popped up. She went to his house. Isn't that the case? You put him on a three-way,
yeah, but you could
and
have
you
also that,
stole.
but
And
that
no,
he could have
not
all.
only that. When I recall, you stole her phone. You lied to her.
I
You
did
stole her
not steal
phone
her phone.
to go through her phones, and then
No, I did not.
you
Let me tell
went
you what
through her
happened.
phones
She
and you
did.
called him.
No,
You had a
she left her work
conversation.
phone. She left her work phone and her personal phone in the hotel. When she got on the plane, I gave her my phone because I it was nothing in my phone that she was it was untrustworthy. So I gave her my phone so she would have communication. I went back to the hotel, found her phone.
And then you
Mhm.
told her that you found her phone at the hotel?
Yeah, I did. No, I didn't tell her.
You did. Huh?
No, I didn't tell her I found the phone at the hotel right away because I wanted to go through it.
Okay. Exactly. So go through the phone and started making phone calls to all them people that
One person, same guy.
okay, that time was one person, but to my knowledge, you was calling other people at other times. That's very embarrassing
Nope.
for one. And then two, okay, you open up to my knowledge, she hasn't talked to that guy, and you just put them on a three-way and said, "Hey, he told
No,
me
she did talk to him.
some bull stuff."
Let me tell
I
you,
don't, I forget.
she
Huh?
she had text message correspondence with him on her
Okay,
cell phone.
okay, there's probably old.
No, they weren't old because I saw her deleting the messages. They weren't
Okay,
old.
so we can go with that. However, to my knowledge, what she told me is she hasn't spoke to the dude, and then when she did speak, that was you opening that floodgate, right? And
Oh, it was my fault.
then they got on the phone, and how did she end up hooking up with him? Because you had her phone, right? You had her phone, so she didn't have his number. So what she said? Oh yeah, I remember what she said. She said, "Oh, since you want to open up the floodgates and start calling people in her phone, I'm gonna go ahead and just finish what you started." Didn't she say that? Did she tell you that?
Correct. It was my fault.
She said she's gonna finish what you started and she's gonna go to his mama's house and hang out with them. And
Mm.
that's exactly what she did.
Oh,
But what
she
shouldn't
did.
have happened was you shouldn't have called him. And then two, you don't get on a three-way with them and try to, I don't know what the point that you was trying to do. Why did you do that? But needless to say,
How did I how
it
did I
bit you, you know.
how did I even find his number? Is the first thing. She should not have had conversation with him from the get go. Were we both wrong? Yes. She who planted the seed? She did. She should not
No,
have
to
planted
my
the
knowledge,
seed.
she did not communicate with him anymore after the agreement. However, what I recall is she said he texted her, right? He texted her while y'all was on a trip and you seen it in her phone. He texted her while y'all was on a trip and you seen that text that he said, "Oh, I'll be in town." And you
Right. Why
replied,
was he telling her that? Why would she
Exactly.
say that?
I don't think she has anything that she can't be accountable with somebody what somebody else does. So did she reply to
No, because she left her
him?
phone.
No. Guess who replied to him? You did. If you replied to him, that's your fault. Her responsibility is to say, hey, if it was a reply, hey, I got a man, I'm in a relationship, I can't meet up with you, but have a blessed life.
Mm.
That's her responsibility. But if she didn't reply at all and you replied, that's on you. That's my opinion.
It was messy.
Kid, stop getting quiet.
It was messy. It was messy. It was
It was
messy.
messy.
Um,
I'm gonna say, Sakai, you were in love, man. You were
I
really in
was.
love. You were gone, man. You were gone. You were really in love. And you know what? Um, I'm gonna say it like this. Thank God for the experience. You know, everybody doesn't get that. You know, everybody doesn't get the opportunity to fall in love to the point that they get lost to such an extent for somebody else. Hopefully, moving forward, you will handle love differently, or maybe not fall so hard. Um, but that one had to get away, man. There was no way that was going to end well. Not for either party. It doesn't sound like. So moving forward, what are some things that you would do better?
Um, oh, man, what she said from the get go, like, I'm not attracted to you. Kind of listen to that, like from the get go, like you're just not the person I want to be with. Because she made it feel as though she really wanted to be with him. That's how I felt. That's how I felt. So, because she fought hard to be in his presence. She fought hard when she was hanging out with him, and I'm calling from out of town. She was there. I would just listen to what she's saying. I will listen to what she was saying.
But ultimately,
To
now,
my knowledge, I don't think she hung out with him. Once you moved with her, she cut off the relationship before then, to be honest. And once you moved with her, she never hung out with him again until you opened the floodgates.
but Sakai, I also want to make you aware.
But we were
But
also
Sakai,
engaged. She
Sakai,
shouldn't have been hanging out with him in the first place.
Sakai, I want you to
Yeah,
also be aware that regardless of what happened, ultimately, you made her love you. Ultimately, you got the girl, man. Ultimately, you achieved your goal. You had a man, hook, line, and sinker. You had her. You understand what I'm saying to you?
I do.
Okay. So she was yours, ultimately, from what I understand of the conversation from both of you. You and the person who is the representative that talks to the girl, you know, you had her. So if that's the case, that's why I'm
Mission
asking, what would
accomplished.
you? That's what I'm. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So what would you do
Hey,
differently
John.
now moving forward if this situation presents itself again, and maybe you have to work a little harder to overcome some things, but ultimately now you know that those obstacles are not insurmountable. You can win. So how has this
True.
changed you for the better moving forward?
Uh, one thing I did learn was to talk about the relationship before it happened. Because once she said she felt bamboozled, um, I learned to talk about what we both want and how we move forward. That's one thing I had learned
Okay.
to talk about our relationship, even though having an open and having closure, beginning and the end. One thing I did learn.
Okay. Anything else?
Um, Nothing I can think of right now.
One thing I can tell you, listening to the women, at least on this show and other places as well, and one thing that these women have helped me with is that it seems like safety is a big thing for women. And once you make them feel safe, very, very safe,
Mm.
a lot of things kind of take care of themselves when they feel safe.
It's cold.
And sometimes when they feel unsafe,
It's windy.
you know, they start to act out.
I might add, hello everybody.
Wow, John.
And I would say that, everybody, God has people in our lives for a reason. Some people are for a reason, and some people are for a season. And we don't like accepting certain things because of our humanness. And we have to decide, is this person really acting in our best interest? And as a man and a woman. And so at this particular point for you, and I'm coming in late, so I didn't even hear half the
So you
story.
didn't hear the fact that this has been said already, and we've already talked about it.
Well, good, thank you. Well, that means it's confirmed since I said it. And I'm backing somebody else up, so they were saying the right thing. How about
You're
that?
backing Rojo up, so Rojo
Okay,
clearly
that's
has,
what's up, Rojo. So
Hey,
Funny
at
how
this
you and
particular,
Rojo have this,
we
you
have a
guys really
symbiotic
get along.
relationship. A symbiotic relationship.
Yes,
So
very
basically,
symbiotic.
though, but the one thing about I can give you some old rules that some old men have. And number one is don't give an old one new life. Okay, that's first rule. Second rule is, if she left, she wasn't yours. You love the one you love, and if she wants to leave and she leaves and never comes back, then she wasn't yours in the first place. So, if you want to speak about it biblically, you could say a friend never wants, never tries, or never has indication of trying to leave you. So at that
I don't
point,
believe that one. If you
well,
she leaves, she
that
never was yours in the first place.
it,
No, she
it's,
was.
it's not a friend. She's not a friend. Okay, so that's what that says. She's not a friend. If she's trying to
No,
leave you or leaves you, she's not a
Could you say
friend.
that's
that
not
again?
true.
Can you repeat that, Catrice? Can you repeat that?
I don't believe that you can say if a person leaves your life that they never was your friend or your person to begin with. I don't believe that. I believe there's a season for every situation, and that's what it is. It's not that that person was never yours. So that's just my opinion.
You only mind if I got your ass for the rest of your life. That's when you can claim mine. And you really can't ever claim anybody's being yours. Because every time that person walks out the door, it's a new person when they come back. All of us. We
I
may
don't
have
know
heard
who
something
you've
on
been
the
dealing with,
radio.
John.
We may, huh?
I don't know
We
who
may,
you've been dealing with.
well, I'm trying to tell you the rules of the game.
Okay, I'm
That's the
listening.
rules of the game.
The rules of the game.
That's rules of the game. It's in the man's handbook. Maybe you ain't got to that chapter. You ain't old enough.
Maybe not.
You ain't got to
Listen,
that chapter
I'm
yet,
getting there
baby.
today.
I'm gonna get you.
That's right. I'm getting there today. I love it. See John on that African connection. He's done. I think he's trying to get to the proper chapter.
You froze? I'm froze.
How
I
we
don't think
good?
you're fine. You're fine.
Okay. All right. So, the point is find somebody else that's gonna treat you right. Ain't no
So,
shortage. Ain't no shortage.
so Sakai, I think moving forward, I think you've gotten a lot of answers today. I hope you have, from the representative. She did a great job of at least going back and getting some information to bring back to us. Are you a little more satisfied with the situation now?
No, because I think I've heard the same thing she said before. The only thing is that I'm glad I got to say what I wanted to say and get it out because some of the things I've said, I've never said out loud before.
Thank you.
Or
This
or at
might be
least I
your
don't think she's
closer,
ever heard it.
Sakai.
Yeah,
I really
it
appreciate
probably
you.
is.
I really appreciate you taking the opportunity and taking the chance and being vulnerable. And I appreciate you um, putting that in our hands for us to be able to be the venue or the vessel for you to be vulnerable with. So thank you so much for coming on the show, man. And you're welcome anytime.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
All right. You have a great day, Sakai.
You too.